And good morning here with Joe and with the roast at Cabin Coffee in Altoona. I'm flying solo today because my wife is out of town and in New Jersey. I do have two guests on today, both from Junior Achievement, and we are going to have a conversation, explore what Junior Achievement is, and why your children should be involved in it. So my guests are Kevin Schmidt and Susan Peterson from Junior Achievement. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you guys today?
Great.
So we know about Junior Achievement because we've been donating, to your organization. My wife was involved in Junior Achievement through high school, but I don't think everybody knows what Junior Achievement is. So kind of nice to get a little background as to what Junior Achievement is.
Yeah, so I've been involved now as the regional director for 15 years. It feels like it's just yesterday when my kids were little. And I believe in the passion for the mission. So we are going to the schools, and we're the oldest economic nonprofit out there. We go in and teach about financial literacy and how to budget, entrepreneurship, just like what you guys are. And you guys have helped tell us that story. And then also work readiness. So those soft skills, the skills that you want your employees to have here in the workplace. And work readiness, helping students explore careers earlier on, and resume writing. So a lot of essential skills that enhance what those teachers are teaching, but we bring the volunteer, the community person from outside into the classroom to share their own personal experiences and to share their perspective of the real world and bring that into the classroom. K through 12.
That's amazing. So do you think, do you have to be wanting to be involved in business or run your own business someday in order for you to join Junior Achievement and be a part of it?
We accept any community volunteer, anybody who's participating, in society. Many of us have many jobs in our background, and that's what we like you to bring. Ours is your job experience, your real life day-to-day experience. We are actually starting something called High School Heroes now. So working with some high school students to teach the lower grades too as well, because like my daughter, she has a job, and so she's already learning some of those skills within high school, and I think they have a lot to contribute to with our students.
Wow.
Yeah, we've seen college students, we've seen retirees, stay-at-home moms, really anyone that's got any level of experience that likes enjoying hanging out with kids and teach them a thing or two. And the curriculum itself is laid out, so it's not like you have to have a teaching background to be able to volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things, I mean, from my perspective, it's setting you apart to go forward in life. I have two children, one just graduated from high school, and the common phrase is, I'm never going to learn this or know this. Why do I have to know this? This is never going to apply to my real life job, etc. And it sounds like your Junior Achievement actually fills those voids that I've had to answer that question a million times to my daughter. Like, why do I have to learn this? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. However, this would be something that would springboard into that and say, but if you join this, you can do this, this, and this. So if you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Do you want to share, sure, Kevin, your story that we were just talking about this morning?
Yeah, we were just discussing. I have 3 children as well, and my daughter is a freshman, and she's taking an AP class, and she's doing so much homework. And I can't tell you how many times I hear that come out of her mouth, and I hear that come out of other parents my age, saying, why aren't we teaching kids about personal finance, or why aren't we teaching kids about how to write a resume or have interview skills, or just different things that they're going to need when they get into the real world? And this is the answer to that question. So this is the curriculum that solves that question. And so anytime you ever hear a parent, or if you're a parent yourself, saying, geez, why aren't we teaching this in our classes? This is it. I've been on the board probably over 10 years now, and I've been teaching the classroom at least that long. And actually, I did follow my kids through their class as well. So some years I teach more than one class, but I'm always involved every year, regardless if they're in a classroom or not. And you hear a lot of kids. Actually, I had one student write me a letter afterwards. And he said, hey, thanks for teaching me useful information. He said, it was funny because he was a 5th grade kid. And he goes, when am I ever going to need to know how many coins it takes to sink a cup in science? He goes, I'd rather actually learn about the useful and practical application of money. Mm-hmm. And he goes, you taught me about finances. You taught me about saving money. You taught me about how to run a store. And I thought, it was really cool that he took the time to write me that letter and remind me why I volunteer. And it was just those things that I wish I had as a student growing up in school that you had to find outside of school to learn, that we're trying to bring in. And it's teaching them about this community. It's teaching them about, what possibilities exist after school, not only in our community, but everywhere. And so it's very rewarding and a lot of fun. And like you said, that question of why are we learning this, or what do I need, this complicated algebraic equation that I might never use in a job, this is the answer to that question.
I think it's amazing. I can tell you, we employ several young people that work here that fall into the age category, and they ask questions, of me and my wife, because we're kind of like the surrogate father of them, because a lot of them are from different cities and mom and dad aren't here, and asking us questions. And sometimes I'm in disbelief at some of the questions. I'm like, huh, like, how do you write out a check? Yeah. Like, I didn't know that was an obstacle, but it really is. In some of the littler things, I'm going, because I wasn't here. I'm like, hey, can you write out a check for this distributor that's coming in, blah, blah, blah. Like, how do you even do that? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we're going to learn today. So like I said, it is critical, I think, to fill the voids of, the important things, because you're right. It's not a math problem. It's not a science problem. It's not a how many coins to sing a cup, but it's real life things to get people prepared for, right, life, which is something that my daughter complained about all the time. So I think it's great. Obviously, you both have been involved in it for quite a while. It must be rewarding in some way. So what rewards do you take away from it?
I'm blessed and thankful that I will say, we're part of Junior Achievement Wisconsin, and this region, this Northwest area, and I'm also over the Cooley region too, but we have a really engaged board. They have like fire in their belly and just really believe in reaching, the 18,000 students we reach. And that right there is one of my rewards, because I have a team behind me that believe and support what we're doing. And then I have a staff also. But I think really what's really rewarding is I've been meeting with a lot of the superintendents, and then also just a lot of our educators, and knowing that we continue to have this partnership after 33 years. They value us, and they're looking at potentially, some of them, writing it into their curriculum, making it more of a requirement so every grade is doing it. And I think that's key, is being able to hear that and hear the stories. But also, I think what's the most rewarding is when you have that volunteer, that teacher that shares their experience, that really gets behind and has that experience that they can share about, impacting one kid, or a volunteer that was really scared to go into the classroom, because it can be intimidating talking to kids, and especially high school students. Mm-hmm. But then, having them come back and it's like, oh, I'm hooked, and mm-hmm. They learn that there are ways that, and you work with that teacher partner. We have people who volunteer with teachers for 20 years. They form that partnership. Mm-hmm. And I think that's also really important for the education system to get into the business community, and the business community to get into our schools.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I think for me, it's the same thing with the board. Being a part of a board for so long, and having a group of people throughout the Chippewa Valley that share the same mission and passion that we do, working together for the cause, that's one part of it. The other part of it is getting into the classroom and having those kids that will ask, like you've seen them, especially since I've followed some of my children throughout their years, and taught it every year as we've gone along. A lot of their friends will ask, well, is your dad coming back to teach junior achievement this year? And that's so cool to me. And then I'll have teachers that, like, for example, I had a teacher, my two youngest boys are a year apart. And so I had the same teacher 2 years in a row. And she said, well, you're not leaving me, are you? Like, you're going to still teach this class plus go on to your fifth grade class, right? And I'm like, yeah, okay. So it's a lot of fun when you become a regular part of that school's, just they expect you to be there, and they want you to be there, and they bring it into the classroom. And especially those teachers, and we just got to take a moment to thank those teachers that get so involved in this, and they also know the curriculum as well, and they help you get the students engaged. It's just a lot of fun. It's so rewarding, and especially when you get those letters and you get, a year-end classroom picture. You get a group that's just engaged and really wants to learn from you, and you feel like you're making a difference.
Sounds amazing. So if I have a kid or a child that's in that school, how do they sign up? How do they get involved?
So ways to get involved is to one, they can let their teacher know if it's second grade through fifth grade. We're in every second through fifth grade around here. They let their teacher know. They also can reach out to us at Northwest Wisconsin at jawis.org. Check us out on our Facebook page. We're being advertised right now for our JA in a Days is what we call them, exploration days, with the Chamber of Commerce in Eau Claire. So we're doing that collaboration, or they can call us. So we are out there, Junior Achievement Wisconsin Northwest, and it's really easy to let us know. We also have signs that are around right now in front of some schools where they can scan the QR code and check in to volunteer.
Very good. And you have an event coming up. Well, let's talk about that so we can get people on board and at least know about it, and so we can all help support.
Yeah. So this event is our title sponsors, BMO, and Northwestern Bank is our presenting sponsor. And it's called the JA Heroes Gala. And it's an opportunity for us to recognize our volunteers, our teachers, and our leadership in the community that really have made an impact. And our hero this year is Scott Hoffman from Wind Technologies, along with the Paragon Services team. As we all remember, the COVID-19 pandemic, and we don't like to always bring that up, but during those years, it was very challenging for all of us. And for a nonprofit that requires or wants our volunteers to be live and in person in the classroom, well, that shut down. So we had to become, innovative, and Paragon really helped us do that. They helped us provide career speaker series with their services. They helped us do large board meetings, and then they helped us do virtual events. The Paragon Service team is now that business, it's no longer. However, during those 2 or 3 years, they were really able to make that impact for us and help us stay relevant, help us raise the funds in our fundraising, and it was a big part of being successful. So that was one thing. And then we're recognizing a number of volunteers. We're recognizing Teresa Zerbel with Associated Bank. She's been a long-term volunteer in the community. We're recognizing Dennis Beal with Pop Power Perception. He's making an impact in the community with his nonprofit, and we're doing collaborations together. And and then we're recognizing some of our teachers out there and our board member Taylor Terrace. So there's just a great opportunity for us to thank them, to tell our story. We have a auction as a part of the event. It's from 5 to 7:30 on November 15th at Florian Gardens.
Nice. So, in a nutshell, obviously, I think it's super important. I wish my daughter would have been a part of it. She is a business major. I don't know. She was involved in a lot, and I don't believe it was with Junior Achievement. But I know that Kelly, my wife, was involved in it. And every time that we are able to partner with you guys through a donation or whatever else, I know that she's super excited and just loves what Junior Achievement did for her, and that was 20 years ago. So, I'm not going to give away her age.
Yeah, you better not say anything about her age.
I'm going to say that, leave that right there. But yeah, so it's a great organization, and the impact that it makes on children for their future, I don't think there's a better investment for you. And you said that you do not have to be a student, but you can be a volunteer. Yeah. We talked about students. If I want to join, is there an application? How do I do it? What's the process?
I think that's really where, if I can make one call out on this podcast, is to, especially, Susan mentioned the pandemic. We lost a lot of our volunteers during that time that have not gone back into volunteering. I think a lot of us fell out of our regular routines. And unfortunately, with that came a lot of volunteers. So you had asked a great question earlier. How does your child get involved? We definitely need to get volunteers involved, because we have, we had some classrooms that went unfulfilled last year that wanted our programs that didn't get our programs. And, as a board member, as a volunteer, that's the heartbreaking part, is that, there's willing and able teachers and kids, and we just don't have enough volunteers to do it. So this would definitely be a call out to anyone that wants to get involved. It's not a major time commitment. We have a lot of different ways to get involved, and this is something that could really make a difference in your life and in the lives of the kids in this community. So definitely a call out to hopefully reinvigorate our volunteer recruitment efforts.
And there's no application. So they just, call us, let us know they want to volunteer, tell someone who has been a volunteer, and, they can ask them. But they just need to reach out to our Junior Achievement of Wisconsin Northwest office, and we can easily get them hooked up into a classroom. They might want to start out in elementary. They might not want to work with younger kids. They might want to start out in high school. I will say probably the most challenging volunteers is, a lot of them like the little kids. But middle and high school is really where we can make also an impact. So by the age of 14, students have a lot of their, a lot of their rhythm down of how much they're going to do for homework or how engaged they are. So we want to be able to get those students, expose them to careers, entrepreneurship, all the different opportunities that are out there in soft skills. And then within high school as well, and being able to give them scholarship opportunity and different things like that. So I think it's really important to engage them in every walk of life.
So I'm going to call out to you volunteers. Now, volunteering is, for some people, it seems a little, cause a little anxiety because what if I'm not qualified to be what if I'm not looking for? Is there qualifications? Do you have to run your own business? Do you have to have some sort of degree in order to do this? Because we want volunteers that to feel, not to be nervous or worried about, should I volunteer? I'm on the fence. If they want to do it, what's that last push?
Yeah. And so, no, you can also co-teach. So maybe they know someone who has already been in a classroom. Go and watch their classroom, or recruit someone and do it together if you got to get over that hump. But all of our curriculum follows our state standards in Wisconsin. It lays everything out. It, we provide the training and the support for it. We provide all the materials. We're there to help you. So if you just walk through that, you can do it. It's really sharing your real life experiences into the classroom. You might be teaching about voting. We'll talk about your personal experience voting. You might be making a hot dog stand or whatever, and you can talk about I'm owner of Cabin Coffee, and and all the skills that you need to have a business. And so by listening to you, they learn more of what's in the community, the jobs that are in this community, because we want them to live here and stay here, or at least come back here if they go away to school. But they can see all the different options that are out there that right now they might not know.
Yeah, and I would say that the curriculum allows you to teach a class, even if you are, maybe I don't have the best example to share with the kids. The curriculum actually gives you examples. So you can be walking through the curriculum and it'll say, hey, this is an example of that. Or a lot of times I'll bring in just business news that's happening throughout the local economy or throughout the U.S. And so you don't have to have those examples. You don't have to have that real life experience, but you'll be surprised how easily you can integrate and weave in your own personal experience into these lesson plans. The lesson plans are easy, and I admire teachers. I could not be a teacher, but
that's the other thing. It appreciates education.
You definitely appreciate it, but I tell you what, students are engaged. They're excited to have you in there. It's a different experience than you're going to get from just substitute teaching or being a teacher. You're going to have their attention, and they're going to enjoy having you in the classroom. And so we can even pair you up with a teacher that's had a regular experience with junior achievement, and so that you can you don't have to feel that intimidation factor coming into it. There's a lot of ways to get involved, and it's not as scary as it sounds.
True, but people hear volunteer, and I know even for me, you want to volunteer, and you're like, okay, you go through the Rolodex, what are my skills, and generally it's not very difficult. You guys probably have it laid out for them, or of course they can sit there and shadow somebody and learn the ropes. So, but yeah, I think Junior Achiever is a great organization that me and my wife believe in, and it's something that we love to see the passion talking to you, which is very evident. you don't stay in a position for 15 and 10 years
Right.
if you don't have the passion. And people need to, like I said, it's inspiring for us. Because I live in the four walls of the coffee shop, and but it's super exciting to see when we are able to donate and make an impact in the community. This is where it goes. So I think it's amazing. So I have one more thing for you. What's a funny story that people don't see? Like, if you pull back the curtain of junior achievement, and I know I'm putting you on the spot here, give me a funny story, because it's called the roast. So we roast ourselves here also, and the last time we were here, we got roasted about opening our coffee shop. So give me a behind the scenes, something that you find funny, something that you think would be like, wow, this is the personality of junior achievement.
Well, the funniest thing that I can remember, so we do a lot of fundraising events, and I think back to all of our golf outings, and we've had a lot of personalities, celebrity personalities come through that have helped us raise funds. And no more interesting probably was Mike Ditka.
Oh gosh, that was the worst. Oh Lord.
Really?
Yeah. So I actually have a picture with I sold him. I sold him some 50-50 raffle tickets. I was sitting next to him in his golf cart, and he was
smoking a cigar.
Yeah, him and his crew were all smoking the big stogies on the golf course. And he came in and he told some good stories, but boy, was that an interesting experience. And
he spoke for like 3 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
like literally, like you were hoping, and then all of a sudden he was done. I mean, we raised all this money. However, yes, it was good to have him, but it was a very interesting personality.
It was interesting, and we've had some.
Fuzzy Thurston also was a very interesting personality.
Really?
Yes, he's called Happy Hands.
Oh, really?
He just likes to flirt with a lot of the girls back in the day, and he's a local from here too. So yes.
So my college roommate played for the Packers, and he wore 63. So when he the number was available, he actually approached Fuzzy and said, "Hey,
no kidding.
Out of respect for you,
that's awesome.
hoping to wear number 63, but I really want to. Sorry, not 60, 63, 60.
Yeah.
Oh, 63. It was 63. I really want to wear it, and he gave him his blessing. Said he knew who he was, and so that's really the only thing I know about Fuzzy, and other than being around here. And then my friend got to wear his number for a short time at Green Bay.
That's cool.
So that's amazing.
It was pretty cool experience, and I wish I had a chance to meet him. My friend said that he's a great guy, so he didn't mention the handsy part.
No, he just was quite the flirt with all the ladies. So good personality though.
That's
very
great.
Good personality.
Well, I guess in closing, guys, I love Junior Achievement. I love what you're doing. I love how you are setting people, children and young adults, to the future and having a game plan instead of just the stuff that they have to ingest and memorize and spit out on a test to show that they're able to learn. So we love supporting you guys. We believe in what you do. As a business owner, we love it. So
we appreciate the support.
Yeah,
we love having volunteers and donors like you. It's
and you have a great story too, because you've had a number of careers, and Kelly has also had a number of careers.
Yep.
Not only in the corporate world, but that you also have your own business. So that right there, we have entrepreneurship panels, and being able to tell your story, how you got started, and why you started this business. After having these different career changes. But that just tells kids, too, that it's not just one career. You can have other options and opportunities. You can go straight to work out of school. You can go to a technical, get a technical degree and go into college. But there's a lot of different paths out there.
Absolutely. So we will be giving you both a 1 pound of our cabin
my
breakfast.
Daughter will love this.
So we have that prepared for you, and can't thank you enough for your time and for coming in and telling us about it and teaching us what Junior Achievement is, because the name doesn't give it away.
No.
And for people who've heard of it and don't know what it entails, I think it's just super important. Let's make sure that if you have an interest in this, let's reach out. Let's get some volunteers. They could use people in classrooms. COVID did a number on them, so let's get some volunteers up for people who are listening. And we look forward to seeing what
And
you
we are
do.
also looking for committee people who are interested in golf
Helping
committee.
out, yeah.
Because we do fundraisers. So if that's more of their realm, that's another way you can give back to the nonprofit.
Yeah, lots of ways to
Absolutely.
get involved.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.